Assalamualaikum to madam and friends. Today we will be presenting about environmental issues in production and public consumption for the bioethics and biosafety subject. And we are from DBT4B. Our group consists of 3 members. First is myself, Muhammad Ikon bin Abdurazak, Saranya Gengen, and Gogilabani Mutusami. So for this topic, we have chosen the journal with the title of Environmental Impacts of Genetically Modified Plants, a review. And we have gone through the journal and we have find out the points that we need to find. And in this presentation, we will be elaborating about the points that we have find. For the ethical issues, the first ethical issues that we have found in the journal is toxic to non-target species, especially to the friendly species such as beetles, bees, and butterflies. The second one is toxicity produced by chemical use with GM crops. Naturally, plant employs toxin to defend themselves against threats like pests and pathogens. Such chemical cause toxicity to biotic and abiotic factor of the environment. Bt delta endotoxin have been targeted in most GM plants, and the effect of their proteins on the environment as well as friendly organisms have been studied extensively. The third one is global decline of biodiversity. If they are introduced in the environment, they can affect biodiversity. For example, existing species can be overrun by more dominant new species. These and other potential effects are considered during the licensing procedure. The third one is insecticide toxicity. The most challenging considered in the development of resistant GM plant is identifying a resistant gene and directing its product to appropriate plant tissue so that it targets only the pest without any side effect on friendly organism. Bt delta endotoxin are the most important example of engineered insect resistant apart from the proteinase inhibitor, amylase inhibitor, avidin, chitinases, and lactinases. And the last one is herbicide toxicity. Herbicide toxicity risk can be considered as qualitative estimate, which includes the possibility of severity of either immediate or delayed adverse effect on the environment, human health, and the farmer's economy. However, there are certain factors to which the likelihood of severity of each toxic effect are associated, such as crops and traits, local with flora, farm management practices, and climatic conditions. Considering these issues, we can conclude that most of the chronic and subchronic studies that have been done till now for testing the toxicity of genetically modified organisms such as food and feed lack to show any potential health effect, but have a lot of limitation such as the period of exposure that is too short to evaluate the long-term effect, and the endpoints that are limited and not cover the whole area of testing. This is for the ethical issues. Now we'll go to the next slide. Okay, for social issues, the first one, effect on soil and water. GM crops are tolerant to herbicide and invite broad-spectrum herbicide application. This increase in herbicide use was indirect replacement of more toxic herbicide which persistent and more in the environment with glyphosate. The addition of glyphosate in farmland water and ultimately to the aquatic ecosystem and its impact on aquatic life is apparent. However, the risk of glyphosate toxicity to non-target soil biota is often considered to be marginal owing to a shorter half-life compared with many other herbicides and strong absorption to the soil matrix. The second one is effect on biodiversity. Widespread commercial cultivation of GM crop, especially herbicide-tolerant crops, pose serious threat to the ecosystem, complexity, and a reduction in biodiversity. The third one is evolution of insecticide and pesticide resistance, controlling pests through through conventional and chemical techniques have been proven to be challenging as evolution of insecticide and pesticide-resistant have been witnessed in many cases. More specifically, the possibility of evolution of Bt-resistant insect pests can be negated because of the constitutive expression of Bt toxin in all plant tissue impacts higher selection pressure on the target species. The last one is frequent crop swooping, increased use of broad-spectrum herbicide, and increased impetus of minimal cultivation, zero-tillage agriculture system. That's all from me, and now I will pass on my teammates. Thank you.
Morning, madam. My name is Hania. My matric card number is 23 DBT 19F 2021. I'm from DBT 4B. Today I'm going to give some suggestion how human can help to solve the ethical issues and social issues of environmental impacts on GM plants. For the ethical issues, educate ourselves and others, for example, on the importance of biodiversity, conservation on local plant and animal life, and on important wildlife habitats on our area. For example, we can attend some of the World Environment Days online events, share this knowledge with people around us to increase the public awareness. Second suggestion of ethical issue is try using non-chemical management method on our lawn and garden, such as introducing beneficial insect and wild native plant, or use physical methods including hand weeding, mulching, and setting traps to reduce chemical use outdoors. Suggestion for the social issues is water the soil. For example, this is a simple process that provides a lot of benefits to the soil. Watering soil along with plants and vegetables is important. This helps to not only nourish the soil but to protect it also. Moist soil is not in a danger erosion due to the wind activity. Second suggestion for the social issues is monitor pest. For example, use research-based sampling procedures to determine if the pesticides are necessary based on action academic thresholds, and the best application timing when the pests are most sustainable. Consult your country extension educator or crop advisor about academic thresholds for the insect in question. After the treatment, continue monitoring to assess pest population and their control.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Gogilavani from DBT 4B. My matric card number is 23 DBT 19F 2025. Now I'm going to explain about the conclusion based on our topic. Is according to current market trends, there will be one of the world's fastest growing and most innovative industries, benefiting not just growers but also consumers and major country economies, to combat unethical research and misinformation. The agricultural business and scientific community must invest in better science communication and regulation. Imperfections and major GM technology can also be combated by stricter regulation, monitoring, and implementation by government, agriculture bodies, a globally improved risk mitigation strategy, and communication with growers, therefore ensuring greater acceptance. With key innovation in precision gene integration technologies and emerging research in biofortification and stress to tolerance, GM crops are forecast to bring productivity and profitability in commercial agriculture for smoother progress in the future. For the next slide, These are the reference for our journal. Thank you everyone.